Hi everyone, it's Plastic EP coming in from Melbourne, Australia. There's only one Plastic EP. And you know what? There's only one Nigel Pearce. We love the guy, right? I want you to tell him he's one of my greatest friends out there. I wish I lived down the road from the guy, but I don't. I'm on the other side of the pond. And let me tell you, I grew up with the UK culture, went to state school. Of course, we had the Queen on the wall every Monday singing God Save the Queen. I'll never forget it, right? We had drummers out in the playground. They all lined up, and I was usually late. And I had to wait in the corner, and then I got detention at the end of the day. I remember that. But let me tell you, we want to talk about the Beatles. And Nigel, you got someone very important that you want to introduce us to. Let's say hello to Brian.
There he is.
Hello.
Just call me Plastic, Brian.
Nice to see you, Plastic.
That's good. Now, I heard you're a big Beatle collector, aren't you?
I am, yes.
That's good. When did you start collecting?
I would say about 67.
Oh, that's beautiful. I bought my Magical Mystery Tour 2 EP, the single, here in Australia, the hard one, and it's mint. Never played the 2 records in the jackets. It's still mint today. So, I mean, that's pretty good because at that time, very hard to afford a record player. But I'll tell you, I've got my copy. It's mint, and those records have never been played. And they couldn't manufacture that EP booklet here. They had to import it from the pressing plant. I think it was Manchester, wherever it was in the UK, because they couldn't afford to make it here. It's like a one-off. They can't make it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yep, it's good. So anyway, I just want to say, you've got as many CDs as Nigel's got on the Beatles, haven't you?
About the same, yes.
Good. You're the man. That's all I want to say. Anything else you want to say to people out there?
No, I'm okay, thanks. Nice to speak to you.
Thanks, Brian. All right, let's go back to the master.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, you're going to see something, Plastic, that is truly exclusive.
Okay, and make sure Brian hands it to you.
And I shall tell you that you are the first person in the world, apart from the provider, to see it.
Okay.
I promise you. And I think when you see it, it will blow you away.
Okay, I'm ready.
There is my now and then clock.
Yeah, I know, but I've got to find out where this clock came from.
It came from a clocksmith.
So what? Someone made it specifically because of the song?
Somebody made it to the original specification, using the original plans, using the same materials.
Okay, you've got to explain it to me in layman's terms, right? Where did these plans come from? What's it about? And how do you end up with a watch that's related to the Beatles song?
Right. It is the now and then clock.
Right.
The person that made it worked out from the plans, the size, the height, and the materials that had been used, and he made 2 copies. They are exact. Height, length, width, material, everything. There's the picture of the Beatles. Look, there's the bottom.
Now, can I ask you, they made the clock and took a picture of it and put it on the cover of the song. Is that what you're telling me? Like, we've got to find out what's missing so I know about the clock, because I don't know.
The one that George Harrison had, one that he purchased apparently in somewhere in Europe, and it was in his shed for a good number of years. And it was only when they were doing this recording that they decided to use the clock as the frontispiece for the record.
Okay.
And that is the whole story. Now, George does have the original, or Olivia does now, and that is it. But plans were made, measurements were got, and you can, by diligent research, find the material, the height, the width, the type, etc. And just to show you again, if you were to look at the album cover, the CD cover, you could stand that beside it. Okay. And it would be exactly the same height, width, length, everything. Look, and I'll bring it even real closer to you. There's the picture of the Beatles.
I believe you. But this person that made this copy or made two of them, did he make the original or he just worked it out and just made that
This
copy?
is a 100% faithful replica.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So I thought that you would be very interested.
Well, I think everybody around the world would be interested. Show it one more time. I've got to, open my eyes and actually see it again. It's worth looking again, isn't it, Brian?
Yes.
There you go.
You're not going to sell it to Brian for a $5, are you?
No way. I know that I know seriously that 3D plastic copies are being sold on the net for 200 or 300 quid.
Okay.
And they're just plain white.
Sure.
And then they've got to be painted. This is made as per the original.
Well, that's great. I mean, what they do out there on the net, that's their business. But as I said, I can see that's as close as you can get to the original.
It is.
Well, that's something to be proud of. Is that working for you every day? They're 24/7 there, Nigel?
That's quite correct.
Okay, good.
Now, also, because of what you and I are doing coming up, I'm going to show you something else that is totally exclusive.
Okay.
Born to Boogie.
Oh, that's great. Now, tell me about the CD.
It's a DVD.
Okay.
There you go. And look at the DVD. Look.
It's fantastic. Has that just been released now?
No.
Okay, so what is it? Is it a one-off?
It is the 2 concerts at Wembley's Empire Pool on the 18th of March, 1972.
Right. And it says Apple there. So did Apple make that?
Apple made the original film. It was directed by Ringo Starr, produced by Ringo Starr, photographed by Ringo Starr. Produced company was Apple Films, distributed by Apple Films. And at the same time, Mark, Ringo, Elton John did some session stuff at number 3 Savile Row. And I will be, as we do the project coming down the line, I have some of those recordings.
So what I'm saying, that has been done as a promo from Apple, just limited edition. Is that what it is?
It was a one-off.
Okay. So you don't know how many copies they made?
Very, very few.
Okay.
Very, very few. I have linked myself to Mark Boland's T-Rex official group.
Yep.
I have shown them this, and they will be looking sometime today or over the week at the video that comes in, because as you put it onto my page, it'll go straight to their page. And there it is. They can see it.
Now, can you tell people about your page?
Yes, I have my own page on Facebook, which is Nigel Glenn, and you're on it, Plastic, as you know.
I know. Thank you for inviting me to post stuff. I can't post too much because I don't want to take over the page. So I only post what's relevant. I just want to tell you that.
I know you do. So, but you're more than welcome. Brian's on the page as well. So that, and lots of other people are. And I can now tell you that I'm linked to the Paul McCartney official page. I'm also linked to Ringo's official page. And now I'm linked to various other artists as well. And the Mark Boland official appreciation page, I'm linked there as well. So it's all beginning to come together, which, as you know, was going to happen before I was so nastily hacked and had to spend 8 months. Now,
we won't worry about that. Wait a minute. Brian, I want you to go to Facebook. Other people can. They can either become my friend as Plastic EP, but most of them become my friend as Daniel Sam. You'll see a 1960s bubblegum wrapper with the monkeys on it. It's the only one out there, right? Daniel Sam. Become my friend on that. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy my page. Go on, continue, Nigel. I can't wait. Actually, I can't wait for the Rollermania book. I really can't, because you know that I edited the interview and I'm going to get a credit for it, and people can find me on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I've got to tell you, editing that show was a labor of love. And I was so happy to do that. And I'm so proud of this book that's coming out. I'm telling people from now, So just tell us a little bit more about the Rollermania book,
Well,
because I know you're Rollermania nuts, and I know your wife loves them, right? She's truly a devoted fan that's organised all this.
well, because of the success of Inside Number 3, the first part, I decided to take a look at my wife's eagerly sought and looked after collection, and she has got a mammoth collection of Bay City Rollers memorabilia. Not enough to do a series, but there is enough to do one book. And as it's the 50th anniversary of the Bay City Rollers breaking into the big time, 1974 to 2024, later this year, probably springtime, we hope to get the book out. It's called Rollermania. It's an Inside Number 3 production, and it contains photographs. She's got every record, CD, single, album. She was a member of the fan club. She's got various other pieces and bits that haven't been seen for 50 years. And we're really looking forward to having the book. And, it is, yes, a labor of love, but it continues down this line of showing the fans the artist's memorabilia. It isn't a kiss and tell story. It's not a diary. That is the important thing. It's just a massive collection of all the stuff that the promoters, the suppliers, and people did to promote the group. And the success of Inside Number 3 has shown that there is a label and an avenue for this. So that is the next thing. Then after that, we're doing the second part of Inside Number 3, and which is going to go deeper into the vaults, deeper into what was going on at Number 3 via the memorabilia. Well, again, we're not interested in the policy. We're not interested in what happened. We just want to show, when we go back inside Number 3, more of what happened. And there'll also be some court papers that we've got. I have the affidavit that Alan Klein gave to the court. I have a copy of it. And there's various other bits and pieces that's going to come out. So all that's coming out for a very, very busy and hectic year.
Now, I also want to say, right, we've got a lot of young viewers. They don't understand everything we say. So when we say Number 3, we're talking about the Beatles headquarters, right? In the 63 Savile Row, right? That's an actual building that they owned, and it's still there, right?
Yep.
So just people know what Number 3 is, because you got to understand. People don't understand everything we say, and there's so many generations of Beatle fans coming up. We got to give them a bit more information.
Well, Number 3 was the headquarters of Apple, and it is a building that is in the London stockbroker belt. It has a long history. The building's 250 years old, and the Beatles played on the roof. They had their studio inside Number 3.
In the basement.
Yep, each of the Beatles had an office, and lots of things happened.
Yeah.
And, it was just going to be probably one of the biggest and effective headquarters in the world. But things happened. It didn't materialize the way that it should have done. But it is a great building still. It's a beautiful building. It's empty at the moment, so it's all locked up. But I'm very privileged to have been on the roof. And Brian and I have both been inside the building. So it's absolutely fantastic. And so that's what it's all about. And the website for the book is www.insideandoutsidnumber3.com.
Now, what I suggest, and Brian will agree, right? You should find out who the owners are and put a poster of your book inside Number 3, the actual building, because I reckon that's the best promotion you can do, because thousands of fans go there and look in the window. So that's an opportunity that I'm suggesting you follow.
Okay, now more stuff for you. Look at that.
Yeah. The Beatles story. Yep,
the box. There it is.
Fantastic. When's that coming to my house?
It ain't. Now.
Hey, all I'm suggesting is that you lend it to Brian. He knows what to do with it, right?
That is the complete package of the Beatles story as broadcast by the BBC on Radio 1 in May 1972.
That's unbelievable. Very hard to find on MP3. Very hard. You're going.
There is the complete 14 program There, look.
That's
There
great.
is the complete. That's part 14,
That's great.
13.
Yeah. Here's
No
the
more.
gag. Send one of them a month to my house.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to show you. There is the label on each one of them.
Yeah, I love it. You got
Yeah,
stuff I haven't seen. They haven't seen this stuff even in America. That's what's great about this show, Nigel. You're a Beatle historian, and not only that, you're an author.
Right. Now, the other thing is, I also have the type transcript.
Fantastic.
There you go. Look, I'll open the pages for you.
Was. And what's that? All the song listings, is it?
Song listings, speech listings, duration times, and everything.
That's fantastic.
There's the back.
Beautiful.
So they all go together, and they are exclusive. They are exclusive.
And that's why everybody in America that's a hardcore Beatle fan watches show, because they're seeing things they've never seen before.
And to complement that, we have, again, from BBC Archives original source, a double CD of Apple at the Beeb.
It's great. Hey, do you ever get a time to play all these thousands and thousands of CDs you got?
Look at that. Sometimes I play never all at once. Yeah, that's the second CD.
And when you hit 90 years old, you'll have time to play them, yeah?
Yeah, I probably won't be around then.
Well, you know my address.
Yeah, behind the hot water pipes, Victoria Station. So I just thought, there you go. You'd like to see, and there's the
course. The world wants to see this. Fantastic.
That again is a totally exclusive set.
Beautiful.
And very pleased to have that as well.
How's the Dalek going at your house?
Pardon?
How's the Dalek going at your place?
Oh, the Dalek, not Dalek, Dalek.
We call it Dalek.
He's a Dalek, and he's tied down at the moment, so he can't get in.
All right, for people that don't understand what I'm talking about, there was a show called Doctor Who, and they had these robots walking around with like these big tubes, like one of those bazooka tanks, and that's what they are. Look them up.
Now, Beatles at Abbey Road, original, when they started to do the events at Abbey Road, there's an original leaflet.
Yeah, that's the one George got the black guy from the cavern.
Yes, but this is when Abbey Road started to do tours
and
let people in to go around the studio.
What year was that?
1983.
Okay, cool.
There's the back.
Yep, fantastic.
There you go. And just to finish off a little bit today,
yeah, that's an original letterhead, yeah?
Yep. And there is the reasoning behind John starting the Plastic Ono Band.
Well, it's good. It's all in writing, isn't it?
Typed.
Yeah, beautiful.
Now look, and there's the bottom.
Can I ask you how many signatures of the Beatles you got legit?
Only a couple. Enough.
You got enough for retirement, have you?
Yeah.
That's good.
There you go. Because as you know, I actually met, or maybe you don't, I actually met George Harrison in 1976 at Friar Park. And I was there, got a chance to meet him with somebody else. I was there for about 5 minutes. Brian beside me has seen the photograph because he's a lifelong friend. We were friends from babes in arms, really, because our parents were friends. Yep. And he saw the photograph. It was hanging on my wall, as it is now, for years. And he's a Beatle fan, as you know. And I showed it to him when I got it. And it's got on it to Nigel, best wishes, George Harrison. I will show them at another event for you. So I'll get them off the wall because they're all framed. Yep. And I'll tell you, they're genuine. So of course. I was actually very privileged to meet George Harrison. It was valued about 5 years ago, the autographed photograph, and it was valued at over £2,000 then. So what it's worth now, I don't know.
It's unbelievable. Now tell everyone about the Chroma event that's coming up.
Yep. You'll know all about that for plastic on Saturday, the 8th of June, and Sunday, the 9th of June. We have the 60s in Town event in Chroma. And on the Saturday, I shall be doing a presentation of Inside Number 3 to a live audience. We should have videos, artifacts, and a discussion on Apple and all things Apple. And I can promise you again, 1 or 2 surprises. And did you know that I also have a copy now of the original promotion video for the Apple Boutique? And the 2 stars that were doing the promotion were Maggie Smith and US comedian Bob Newhart.
Now, I've got to ask you, is there anything there about the hairdressing salon?
No, this is the fashion boutique.
Okay, great. Now, Brian, I want to ask you, are you there, Brian?
Yes.
If I get in a canoe and I start rowing from there, do you reckon I'll make Chroma?
Very unlikely, I would think.
There's plenty of food and there's plenty of drink there, isn't there? That's one of the reasons for me
Oh
to come.
yeah.
I'm thinking of doing a pub, like a pub thing. Like I'll come by, have a look, and then go to the pub, then have a lunch, and go back, then go back, have a beer, and I just want to continue doing that if I come, all right?
You have got a problem. It's called sharks.
I'm not worried about the sharks because Vicky will be doing the rowing. Hey, do you know what I told them at the Cavern when they have the Liverpool week?
What's that?
I told them I'll be coming in with Greece and I'll be coming into the main street of Liverpool on 2 donkeys from Greece. Keep an eye out for us. Be a slow journey, but we'll get there. We'll go through Greece and we'll come around.
Well, what you'll have to do is make sure that you got a ticket to ride.
Yeah, I won't. You remember that picture of the Beatles on the donkeys in their swimsuits? That's a famous photo.
Yeah, they're taken at Morecambe, I think.
Yeah, Morecambe Beach, was it?
Yeah, Blackpool.
I've got to say, the only Morecambe I know is Morecambe and Wise.
Well, that's how he got his name. It was actually taken from Morecambe Beach. From
Fair
Morecambe.
enough. We learn something on this show all the time. What else have you got to tell us before we do a wrap?
I think we can do a wrap. I think that you've had an awful lot, not you personally, but I think your viewers have hopefully had a lot of views of exclusive information and artifacts. And as I always say, Plastic, you get them first, and then they'll be up on my Facebook page within a couple of days. But you've seen them here, you've explained them, you've shown them to the world, and you've had the exclusive.
I just want to say, this is such a great show. Every time I come up, there's always something new to learn. You've always got something new to show. And you know what? It's educating people out there because the Beatle continues to be the #1, as I said, band in the world. I don't care what anyone says. They're still there at #1. They're still making a lot of money. Not that it's got anything to do with me. I can't afford to buy Beatle memorabilia anymore. I'm being honest. It's come down to Beatle memorabilia or groceries. So, I mean, I know where my money goes, right? And I know you get some allowance from your wife there, Nigel, to get you through to keep buying his stuff. And you've got a lot of connections, same as Brian, right? And that's what it's all worthwhile. And I'm telling you, this show is so unique that everything we show here, they don't know anything about what's going on in the US. And that's why I love doing this show with you. And I just want to say, Brian, do us a favor and say goodbye to everyone out there. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And you've got a massive Beatle collection, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Just tell everybody out there to keep watching the Plastic EP and Nigel show. Can you tell them that?
Yeah, keep watching the Plastic EP and Nigel show because you'll see and hear things that you've never heard before.
Thanks,
it's
Brian.
Great to meet you, Plastic.
I got to say, we love you, Brian.
Thank you.
See everyone.
Hang on. Right. Ta-da, Plastic.